Hello everyone, welcome to today's Update Tuesday. Today Stampin' Up! Shared a card made with the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set. They actually shared 3 different cards. I chose one. The Thoughtful Blooms is something that is in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. I'm going to open it up and show you the page that it is on. As soon as I find the page, I should have had it already set. And I didn't because I was just kind of in a rush. So it is on page 12 and 13. And it has this cute little stamp set. And then there is a coordinating punch called the Small Bloom Punch. Now to get the stamp set, you'd have to make a $50 purchase. And then you'd have to make an extra $100 purchase to get the punch for free. This is the punch so you can see about what size it is. It coordinates perfectly with these 3 flowers. You can see they're colored with that very vanilla background behind them. That means they have a punch with them. I'm going to pull up my video here to make sure it is all on here the way it should be. But this is a really cute stamp set. I didn't know how much I liked it until I played with it today. I got it about a week ago, and I just haven't had a chance to use it. Now, I did use the Small Bloom punch a few times, but I hadn't used the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set. So let me see. There we go. Good. My video has pulled up. It's a little far back. Hi, Christine. How are you? I'm just going to move this camera back just a little bit, so hope you don't get seasick. I'm going to go slow because I don't want it to make anyone dizzy or make myself dizzy. Okay, so let me just set that aside, and this is going to be the card we're going to make today. It is super easy. When I make the card, I'm going to do just a little bit something different with this flower because I want to incorporate the punch into this card so you can see how it can change the look of your card. So let me just set this card right here so you can still see it while we're working. So we're going to have a piece of Whisper White cardstock. We're going to fold that in half. And now when I get done with this video, I will download it to YouTube and all of that good stuff, and then I'll put all of the measurements on my blog. So it may take a few minutes, but you'll have all the measurements sometime tonight. So I cut 4 pieces of cardstock or designer series paper. Sorry, we have these 6x6 designer series paper packs. This is a pack of Regals. What they have in them are 10 colors each, other than the in colors. Those only have 5 colors, but they have several sheets of each, at least 4. I believe there are 4 sheets of each. So this one is Petal Pink. Then we have Blushing Bride, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo. And these are from different color families. So to do a card like this with the gradiating colors, you'd have to do something with different color families. So we'll start with our Melon Mambo on the top. All you're going to need is either some multi-purpose glue or some snail adhesive. Oh, Christine, fabulous. I love that your husband's watching too. That's great. So I'm going to just put a little bit of snail adhesive on this top piece. And we're literally just going to kind of offset each one and layer them as we go down. Now, when I did this first card, when I made this one, I made the mistake of starting on the bottom, and I was like, oh no, that's not the way I wanted them to, like the bottom one to lay over each one. So I had to start fresh, and I kind of peeled this one up a little bit before I slipped the other one underneath. It was kind of a mess, but I got it to work. And the card looks okay, so I didn't think I did too bad. So go ahead and do that with every one of these pieces. Just layer them on the way down and just kind of turn them the opposite. If one is going up on the right, take the next one down on the right. So they all just kind of are staggered a little bit. Makes them look so cute. And then you still get some of that Whisper White in the background, but then you've got all those different colors. Now this is a fun card to make with any color. I think it would be really pretty with some blue colors. So maybe I'll have to try one of those and maybe post a picture on my site one of these days. The next step is to take a piece of gold foil sheet, and you're just going to do the same. Just go ahead and give it some adhesive on the back. Like I said, you can use glue, you can use something like the snail adhesive or whatever adhesive you prefer. I like to use snail because I don't end up with sticky fingers. Glue is great too, and some things I do have to use glue for, and I'm going to be using some glue in a little while. But if I don't have to, I don't, just because I end up with it all over my fingers. I'm a little bit messy sometimes. So we're going to take some garden green ink, and we are going to start with the petals. Now, the thing I like about this stamp with the petals, when I first saw this card, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to try to space all of those petals perfectly so they will fit around the flower. But they are already, it's just one stamp. So they're already spaced perfectly for that flower. So I didn't have to worry about trying to space them. Now you want to kind of bring it to the right just a little bit because you're going to have to put a flower on the top and on this left side. So kind of bring your leaves over to the right just a little bit. And with those photopolymer stamps, it's fantastic because you can see through them, you know, right where you're stamping. We're going to take the largest bloom, this one, the one that is a solid image, and we're going to use some gray granite ink. And you would think gray for a flower, but it actually looks really cute on here. So we're going to ink it up, but we're going to stamp off one time first because we want it to be much lighter. So we are just going to place it perfectly on that image and get that. Something is happening on my iPad saying my video is ended, but I haven't ended it. So hopefully it is still going. Hopefully you can still see what's happening. I think there might be, we have a storm going on right now, so maybe that's it. Christine, if you can still see me, just let me know. If not, I'm just going to keep going because hopefully I'm recording this. And I may have to start over if I don't get any. Okay, Sharon's on here. Okay, hi Sharon. So it must still be going. Oh, good. Yes, I just saw your thing on my phone, Christine. Fantastic. Still here. Perfect. That's all I need to know. Just wanted to make sure it was just something with my iPad and not something with my phone getting it set for everyone. Now see, when you've got these photopolymer, you can just, you know exactly where you're going to stamp because you can see it. And that was Petal Pink. And we are going to do, we did that medium flower inside of the larger one. And then we're going to do this small flower at the end of all these little stems. Now, I can't see who's commenting, so if you comment right now, I will have to get back to you when I'm done with the video because I just can't see anything without it being on my iPad in front of me, unless I stand up. And sometimes it's not easy for me to stamp when I'm standing up, so just depends on what I'm stamping. All right, we are going to use Flirty Flamingo next. That is this color right here. What we just used was this color. Let me see. We're going to use this little super tiny. It's really tiny. Hopefully you can see that. It is actually this one here. It's just a bunch of little dots basically. And that is going to go inside in the center of all of these small flowers. When you get that on there, when you do that multiple step stamping, this would be considered when you're doing one color over another, like a two-step stamping. It just looks fantastic. It just gives it a little bit of depth. And I did say I was going to do something different with this flower, so I'm going to have to re-stamp this flower one more time, which won't be a problem. I'm just going to set this aside, and I've got a little scrap paper that I was going to use, and we're just going to stamp all of these colors one more time. So we will start with the gray granite, because I want to use that punch, because I want to show you how easy it is to make something different by just adding a punched image. And when you're doing that same image and kind of layering it, it definitely gives you a beautiful 3D effect. Just go over it with that Petal Pink. And then we're going to do Flirty Flamingo with this little, this one reminds me of a snowflake, so I feel like you could actually use that for a snowflake for a winter card. winter card or holiday card. So now we're going to punch that out. So we are just going to line it up with our punch. Punch it out. And you can see I used the opposite side of this, practicing earlier. I'm just going to put a mini Stampin' Dimensional on the back of it. We're going to take some dimensionals for the back of this, and I'm just going to use the regular size Stampin' Dimensionals for the back of this as soon as I find them. There they are. They are underneath that catalog that I just showed you all. So we just add one to each corner, and then I'm just going to do one in the center so it doesn't sag. We don't want a saggy card, right? Right. Have any of you bought enough to earn either of these? Now, Sale-a-Bration goes on through March 31st, which is the best time of the year, is between January 1st and March 31st. Any purchase between over $50, you earn a free Sale-a-Bration item, and then some of the items are $100 purchase, so you have to purchase $100. So now I'm just going to take that flower that we stamped and punched out, and put it directly over the other flower. And so now you can see how that gives that a little bit of dimension versus the original card. We're going to also stamp Y-O-U, congratulations. And this one I will have to stand up for. When I use these longer skinny blocks, I believe this is block H. Let me make sure. Nope, block G. I have to look because it's harder to see through the top of it from the side because of the beveled edge. So I do have to stand up when I stamp that. I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on it. And because this end, the left end of it, is going to be off from the card, I'm going to put one, and then I'm going to peel that backing off from it. I almost peeled the entire dimensional off. And then put one directly over top of it, because this side with these dimensionals are going to be on here, which we already used some of our Stampin' Dimensionals. And if I only put one on this end, then it's going to kind of curve and go down, and I don't want it to. I want it to be flat. So we'll get our congratulations on there. I'm going to move this ink before I stick my arm in one of them, because we know I'm going to do that. We're going to use some of these Peaceful Poppy sequins. I'm going to dump a few out because we just want some gold ones, and we want the flat ones. I don't want the flower-shaped ones. We're going to use some of the Tombow multi-purpose glue, and I'm just going to put some dots on here. Same spots that I put the first ones on. And now you can put as few or as many as you want. You could put none. It's just up to you. I like the sparkle, and this is how the card was designed. And since Update Tuesday, I follow their pattern. I'm going to do the exact same dimensionals. The only thing I did different with this card was I used that punch for that flower right there. And of course, I forgot to do it before I stamped it already on the paper, but what I like about it, and it's hard for you to see, and I'll try to show you in the camera, is even though it's layered over the other flower, when the card is on an angle, you can still see that gray granite and petal pink underneath here, so it really does look pretty. But I hope you enjoyed today's Update Tuesday, and I hope you will be able to join me tomorrow for my One Card Wonder Wednesday. Again, always on Tuesday I say this, I haven't even planned my One Card Wonder Wednesday for tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But here's one version with just the flat flower, and here's the version where we use that small bloom punch to punch the flower up. Again, I hope you enjoyed today's Update Tuesday, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow for One Card Wonder Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Bye.